Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we will see many-to-many relationship in SQL. In last videos, we have already learned one-to-one, one-to-many and many-to-one relationships in SQL with practical example. Let us see which points we are going to cover in this video. We will discuss about many-to-many relationship and some of its important points. After that, we will discuss about one example where teacher and courses are the two entities and these are related with many-to-many relationship. We will implement that example using PostgreSQL. Then we will see what is the significance of described or descriptive attribute in many-to-many relationship. At last, we will see that how to apply unique constraint to avoid insertion of duplicate combination of foreign keys in relationship table. Let us see the introduction of many-to-many relationship. In this type of relationship, one record of a table is associated with more than one records of another table and vice versa. In short, multiple records of one table are associated with multiple records in another table and vice versa. In this type of relationship, third table is created which is called as relationship table. The fields of third table are foreign keys of the related entities or related tables. The relationship table may contain attributes other than the two foreign keys and these attributes are called as described or descriptive attributes. We can have one or more than one descriptive attributes in relationship table. To avoid unnecessary redundancy, unique constraint can be used in relationship table and that unique constraint is applied for both the foreign keys. With practical example, this point will get more clear. Consider practical example of many-to-many relationship where teacher and courses are the two entities and these are related with many-to-many relationship. So we have created here the tables as create table teacher. The fields of this table are teacher ID is a primary key, teacher name, mobile number and joining date. Second table is courses with the fields course ID as primary key, course name and number of credits. These are the three attributes. Since these two are having many-to-many relationship between them, we will create third table which is called as relationship table and we have given the name to that table as teacher course. We can give any name to that relationship table. So what will be the fields of the third table? The fields of the third table are primary keys of both the tables, that is teacher and courses, and these two will become foreign keys in the third table. So we can see that teacher ID integer references teacher is the first foreign key which refers to the primary key of the table teacher, and second foreign key is course ID which is referencing the primary key of the table course. So these are the two attributes of the third table. As mentioned, we have created three tables successfully. First table is teacher table with primary key as teacher ID. Second table is courses table with primary key as course ID. And third table is relationship table whose name is teacher course with two foreign keys teacher ID and course ID. We will insert records in all the three tables. In teacher table, there are three records inserted. Teacher ID 501 with teacher name as Ms. Leena, teacher ID 502 with teacher name as Mr. Santosh, teacher ID 503 with teacher name as Ms. Naina along with their mobile numbers and joining dates. In the courses table, there are four records. Course ID 801 with course name as BSc Computer Science, course ID 803 with course name as BCA, 802 course ID with course name as MSc CS and course ID 804 with course name as MSc Computer Application. Also we have mentioned number of credits per each course. We have inserted data in third table also which is teacher and course. This is relationship table. We can observe that there are two columns teacher ID and course ID and in both the columns the values are repeated. For example, 501 is teacher whose name is Ms. Leena and she is teaching two courses. The course IDs are 802 and 801. The courses are MSc CS and BSc CS. Then teacher ID 503, who is Ms. Naina, is teaching one course 804, which is MSc CA. Teacher ID 502, whose name is Mr. Santosh, is teaching again two courses which are 804 and 803, means MSc CA and BCA. So this proves that in many-to-many relationship table, both the foreign keys, they can have multiple values, means one record is associated with multiple values in the other table. We will see the importance and need of described or descriptive attribute in the third table. Already we have created the three tables, teacher, courses and teacher course, which is a relationship table. We will insert one more field in the third table, which is called as subject, and it is a described or descriptive attribute. Why we have inserted this attribute in the third table? Because when we want to see that which teacher is teaching which subject to which course, we will make use of this subject attribute. And here the subject attribute is called as a described or descriptive attribute because it is the attribute of the relationship table. Now let us drop the teacher's course table which we have created already, and we will create it again with third field or third attribute as subject, which is described or descriptive attribute. So we have created the table again with three fields: teacher ID, course ID, which are the two foreign keys, and subject is described attribute. We can observe that we have created the third table teacher course with the described or descriptive attribute subject. Now we can observe that teacher ID 501 is teaching two courses 802 and 801 with the respective subjects as Python programming and data structures. Teacher ID 503 is teaching to 804 course with the subject as MongoDB. Teacher ID 502 is teaching to two courses 804 and 803 with the subjects machine learning and basics of C respectively. We will see now how to use unique constraint in the relationship table. Unique constraint here is used to avoid unnecessary repetition of the same record. We will see its use with the practical example. To see the example of unique constraint applied to relationship table, we have dropped the table teacher course and we have recreated it with unique constraint. We can see that teacher ID and course ID, these are the two foreign keys as mentioned earlier, with subject as described attribute, and unique constraint is applied to both teacher ID and course ID. We will insert some data and we will see what is the impact of unique constraint on insertion of data. After creating teacher course table with unique constraint on foreign key combination teacher ID and course ID, we have inserted 4 records in the same table. We can see that teacher IDs are repeated as well as course IDs are repeated. Subject is a descriptive attribute. Let us consider that we will have one condition on the teacher course table that one teacher can teach at the most one subject to the same course. Then there is an effect of unique constraint while inserting the data. We will see that. For example, we can see that teacher ID 502, who is Mr. Santosh, is teaching MSc course whose ID is 802 and with the subject machine learning. Now let us try to insert the same combination, that is teacher ID 502 and course ID 802 with different subject. But what we are saying, that we are imposing one condition on the same table that one teacher can teach at the most one subject to the same course. Now let us try to insert this data. Yes, it has given us the error that it is saying that 502 and 802 combination already exist. And why this error has been occurred? Because of the unique constraint that we have already imposed on the table teacher course. Suppose we do not want to have such limitation, that is one teacher can teach more than one subject for the same course, then we will have to remove that unique constraint. In that case, this combination is allowed. But since we have given the condition that we will only have one teacher, one course ID combination, because one teacher can teach only one subject to the same course. So here the purpose of unique constraint on the foreign key combinations is served. These were all the important points related to many-to-many relationship, and thanks for watching.